welcome to Pilates. Oh, right on schedule, huh? Right on schedule. All right, we're gonna start with a couple big cleansing breaths. And again, hands to the opposite knee and rotate. So welcome to Pilates. We're gonna set our intention for this time. What we're working on right now is mind-body connectedness and being really present in our bodies through this experience. Take it over to the other side. So we are going to make choices based on how it's actually going. So some stuff's gonna be really easy, and we're gonna be able to do a lot of reps. Other times it's gonna make more sense to take breaks and to scale back. And only you know how you're doing. So be present in your body, and you're gonna look for signs of fatigue and losing the form, and chill out if you need to. Come on back to the center. Switch which leg is in front. Again, a couple deep breaths. And again. And we're gonna walk the hands as far forward as we can get them, keeping both cheeks down on the ground. So we're gonna be present in our bodies, like I mentioned, and we're going to be feeling what it feels like to be working versus straining and thinking about which muscles we're using so that we're really present in this process. So it's not just about cranking out reps, it's about getting better at operating the vehicle and listening to it. One more deep breath here. We're gonna roll it back up to sitting. And we're gonna start with a little gentle warm-up we did the other day. Inhale up to the sky, exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale up, exhale, squeeze. Reaching up to the sky, squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is just merging breath and movement together. A couple more of these. One more time. And then we're gonna add to it. Inhale up to the sky, exhale, squeeze. Inhale up to the sky, exhale, reach up and over the top. Inhale up, exhale, squeeze. Inhale up, over the top to the other side. Breath and movement together, you're going at your pace. One more to each side, and then I'm going to give you an option to add to it if you would like to add to it. We're going to be going back behind, so I'm going to rotate this way. You can do whatever you want to. Inhale up to the sky, exhale, squeeze. Inhale up to the sky, plank one hand. That same side leg is going to straighten out. Both heels are down on the ground, and I'm going to squeeze to lift up to the flip dog. Not necessarily going for as high as possible. Just going up to squeeze the pelvic floor. Come on back down again. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Plant the hands. Whichever hand you have planted, that same side leg is going to straighten out. Both heels are on the ground. Squeeze to lift and lower back down. So again, not going to set world records for lifting up high. We're not going so high that the hips pop. Just squeeze your butt cheeks to lift into a flip dog and lower back down. Inhale. Exhale, inhale. You're going at your pace. Breath and movement together. Again, we're only lifting up as high as is comfortable, not so high that the hips pop. Just squeezing the butt cheeks. And if you were just in boot camp, I'm sure your arms are doing great. So depending on how this is going, you may want to just stay with this. This is plenty. If you want to add to it, this would be a little bit more advanced. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Plant that hand, that same side leg straightens out, squeeze to lift up. And then we're going to take the top leg in front, top arm, thread the needle. That's an advanced one. Don't feel like you have to do that. We'll take the foot back, lower it back down. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Again, planting the hand, that same side leg straightens up. We squeeze to lift. You're good to stay here if you want to, or take the top leg up and over. Thread the needle. And then return back. You got two options, and you can always scale it back down to just the very first step we did with the breath and the reach over. You have lots of choices here. You're gonna make the decision based on how it's going today, right now. So I'm gonna give you time for 2 more of these advanced level ones, or however many you wanna fit in, of whichever level you're doing. If you do that thread needle, you'll reach down and your butt's gonna kind of rise up. Coming back up and over and down. And after all that, we're coming back down to just the arms. Inhale and exhale. Oh, hello. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. 3, 2, one more time, and relax. And after all that, we're gonna hop it on up to standing. All right, so we're coming on up. You're doing great. I'm gonna tilt this up just a little bit so I don't have to move this mat and bother this cat. All right, so we're gonna bring it in here, heels together, toes apart, chest is lifted. I'm gonna bring one knee up into the chest and draw a little circle with it. So as I'm doing this, I'm gonna listen to this hip. If this hip pops, it's telling me it doesn't like that angle, so maybe I'm lifting too high or too far to the side. So I'm really gonna listen to my body, and it's gonna tell me what I need to do. If you were ready to add to it, we're gonna make that circle a little bit bigger. But again, listen to the hip. If it tells you to take it lower or not as wide as you're going, you're gonna adjust accordingly. 3, 2, go the other way. So we're drawing that circle using the hip flexors controlled through the abs. So the abs and your hip flexors work together to bring your knee up towards your chest. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up into your chest and hold it. Bring the arms up to the sky. We're gonna soften the knee. The leg that's on the ground is a little bit bent. And when we do that, that means the butt goes back. It doesn't mean the knee goes forward. We want that butt to go back. So I'm super strong and stable here. I'm gonna hinge at the waist. The back leg is gonna go back and I'm reaching down towards the ground. Inhale, come back up to standing. Exhale, hinge forward. That back leg goes relatively straight, but the leg that we're standing on stays bent. We want to keep a bend in this knee. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, come up to standing. So a big bend in the knee of the leg that's still on the ground. Don't forget that. A couple more of these hinges. And we're just keeping in the sagittal plane, just going up and down, straight forward here. One more time. We're gonna come up, and then we're gonna hinge it back one more time. And we're gonna hold it here. So I'm reaching down towards the ground, and that back leg is lifted, and then I'm gonna extend and retract. So you probably can't see it from that angle. So I'm reaching down towards the ground, and I'm gonna bend and retract. And I'm keeping this leg very bent to protect my knee, and to make sure that my butt is doing this work. The reason I'm reaching down to the ground and looking down to the ground is it's just much more comfortable for the neck. 3, 2, add that extension and hold. And then we're gonna bend and less bend the leg that's on the ground. Bend and less bend the leg that's on the ground. So we're never gonna get it all the way straight because again, we gotta take care of that knee and make sure that these are the muscles doing the work, not your knee itself. 3, 2, bend that knee and hold it. Take another deep breath here. Retract that foot back, bring it on back up to standing, and relax. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Big cleansing breath. One more time. You know what the good news is? The good news is you have 2 butt cheeks. You get to do all that again. So again, squeeze the heels towards each other. Chest is lifted. Bring the other leg up. Start with your little circle. Just warming up the hip, listening to the angles. It'll let you know if it doesn't like what you're doing. We're gonna make that circle a little bit bigger. But again, within the range of motion that the hip is happy about. So I know, for instance, on this hip, I have a much smaller range of motion than I have on that one. And I'm going to adjust accordingly. And switch directions on your circle. So think about which muscles are doing this work. The leg that's on the ground, we're thinking about that. So that knee is not locked. The leg is actively working. I've got my hip flexors bringing the knee up towards the chest. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to bring the arms up to the sky, knee into the chest. I'm nice and strong here, and then I'm going to hinge and bring that leg back behind me. Now let's say that my knee is uncomfortable, the one that's on the ground, this one. I can turn out my foot. So for instance, if my foot's pointing straight forward, I might want to turn it out to the side. So you got lots of options if you're feeling discomfort in this position. We're going to hinge it down and squeeze the butt cheeks to bring it back up. You're going at your pace. If you need to slow it down, if you need to take breaks in between, let's go. We're all coming here with whatever we have today, and we're going to use what we got. And this cat is rooting for you. I'm gonna do a couple more. And then on this next one, bring it up to the sky and hinge it and reach it straight down. I'm gonna rotate to make this more visible. We're hanging here. This knee is bent. With the back leg, we're gonna bend and straighten. Reaching down to the ground, and you just look at the floor so you're not straining your neck to lift up. Just being comfortable. Bend and straighten. And again, adjust that foot angle as you need to, as is necessary for your knee. We're making sure that this knee is bent and you're trying to put that leg back. Not poke that knee forward. 3, 2, extend that leg back and hold. And then we're going to bend and last bend. And the more you can sit back, bending that knee to sit back. We're going to work the muscles of the butt cheek, not put stress onto the knee. 3, 2, 1 more. We're going to hold it down here. Take a deep breath. We're going to back up, retract, and return up. Yeah! Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Big cleansing breath. And again. All right, after all that, we're gonna come on back down to the mat. Excuse me, ma'am. All right. She gets to take over the mat, that's fine. We're gonna come down to one end of the mat, so we have plenty of mat in front of us, like a runway. This is new behavior. Reach up to the sky, head comes down, shoulders come down, unzip it to the bottom. We're gonna drop the tailbone and stack the vertebrae to roll back. Let's do it one more time. We're just practicing how we get up and down. One vertebrae at a time. Stack the vertebrae, roll it up. All right, go ready? We're gonna add to it. Head comes down, shoulders come down, unzip. We're gonna walk it out. And we're gonna take it to a modified plank. So a modified plank is a straight line from the head through the hips to the knees. So I'm not resting back here. I'm not in this stretch. I'm actively working here, dropping the heart forward, so I'm not rounding the back. The heart drops, so there's an empty space between the shoulder blades. I'm feeling this work in my core, squeezing my butt cheek like I'm trying to hold on to a quarter between them. Take a deep breath. Tuck the toes under, push the butt back, walk the hand back. Drop the tailbone, roll to stand. All right, you have the same option available to you. Or you can add to it by walking it out and taking it to a full plank. A full plank where the shoulders and hips the same height, feet are shoulder width apart. So either one of those is perfectly great. We just want to focus on the form. So the quality of our planks is way more important than whether you do the hard one. Heart is dropped, soft empty space between the shoulder blades, shoulders and hips the same height. Take another deep breath. Push the butt back, walk the hands back. Drop the tailbone, roll to stand. Cool. So far, so good. I'm gonna keep giving you options to add to it, and it's a menu. So you can keep adding as much as is useful to you. Roll it on down, walk it on up, take it to a plank or a modified plank. We're gonna take a deep breath here. Heart is dropped, back is flat. One more deep breath here. We're gonna push the butt back and then hop the feet forward. Butt goes back, knees directly above the ankles. So I'm gonna start with my hands down so I can get this position where my butt is back and my knees above the ankles. Reach up to the sky. So the knees are pointed forward, they're not squeezing in towards each other. Core is tight here, sitting back on your invisible chair. Back is flat. So I'm not gonna try to expand back out so much or around it this way. Just flatten out that back. Squeeze your butt. Bring your hands together into a prayer pose. We're gonna keep the legs exactly where they are. Rotate to stack the elbows. What's gonna happen is this back knee is gonna try to poke forward. We're gonna keep the legs exactly where they are. Take a deep breath in this twist. Bring it on back up to the sky. Sitting back in your invisible chair. Core is tight, butt is working, legs are working. Bring the hands together into that prayer again. So you got a straight line from elbow to elbow. Rotate to the other side. Take another deep breath in your twist. Bring your arms up to the sky. Butt is back. Bring the hands back down to the ground. Hop it back. Guess who's in a plank again? Who could have seen it coming? Take another deep breath. Your heart is dropped. Push the butt back. Walk the hands back. Drop the tailbone, roll it up. How are we doing so far? So far, so good? All right, we're gonna do that Tai Chi thing with you every once in a while. We're gonna reach forward, pull the bow, inhale, exhale, reach forward. Same thing other side. So we're just reversing this. It's nice and simple. Inhale, pull the bow like an archer. Exhale, return it back to the front. One more time. So we're taking that down there. You can do this from your knees or from your feet. Both continue to be available options for you. Whatever makes the most sense today. We're gonna roll it down. Take it out to your modified plank or your standard plank. Both of them are wonderful. Focusing on the quality of the form. You don't have to do the harder one just for the sake of doing the harder one. We're gonna take a big breath. Inhale to pull the bow. Exhale to plank. And again, you can do this from your knees as well. Inhale to pull the bow. Exhale to plank. You can do a combination. You can do your plank from your knees and then lift it up for your rotation. Let's take it back to the plank. Take a deep breath. Push the butt back. Hop the feet forward. Butt goes back. So I've got my hands on the ground. I've got my hands on the ground to get this situated. So my butt goes back. My knees are directly above the ankles. Reach up to the sky in your chair pose. Hands come together. Straight line from elbow to elbow. Exhale, rotate. Check out what happens with your legs. You want them to stay where they were. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, rotate. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, rotate. Inhale up to the sky. One more time. We're going to bring it on down. Hop it back to your plank. One more deep breath here. Push the butt back. Walk the hands back. Drop the tailbone. Roll to stand. All right, we're going back out. So you know the deal. You can do your planks from your knees or from your feet. You can do your rotation from your knees or from your feet. It is up to you. Take breaks as you need to. Roll it on down. Walk it out. We're going through this whole sequence one more time. So starting out in our plank. It is beautiful, whether it is on the knees or on the feet. Both are great. Inhale. Exhale. Plank. So we're not just going from side plank to side plank. We're actively making sure each one of these is the best form that it can be. Coming back to that plank, we're going to push the butt back and then hop the feet forward. Butt goes back. Reach it up to the sky. So we're sitting back in our invisible chair. Hands come together into a prayer. Exhale, rotate. Keep the legs where they are. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, rotate. Keep the legs where they are. Bring it on back up to the sky. Lower the hands back down. We're hopping back into the plank. Take a deep breath here. Oh yeah, you can be from the beach, on the feet. Both are great. They're wonderful. Heart is dropped. Take a deep breath. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, plank. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, plank. One more each side. So here in our plank, take a deep breath. Push the butt back, hop the feet forward. Leg goes back, reach up to the sky. Sitting on our chair pose, bring the hands together. You ready to add this rotation last time? Exhale, rotate. Inhale up to the sky. One more each time. One more each side. Back up to the sky. Lower the hands back down, hop the feet back. Plank. This is it. This is the last one of these. Shoulders and hips at the same height. Push the butt back. Walk the hands back. Drop the tailbone. Roll stand. Exhale. You did it. All right, we're switching gears. I'm gonna come back down. Now that I don't have to work around this cat. So I'm gonna come on down to the end of the mat. How we doing, y'all? Everybody hanging in? That was a nice chunk of work there. All right. Roll it on back, one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna bring the knees into the chest. And then if it feels good to rock side to side, do it. And if it feels good to bring your knees into your armpits and bring your heels to the sky in a happy baby, go with that. And if it feels good to straighten out the legs, go with that. What's your body want right now? We're checking in. I'm feeling my heels and my toes and my calves, my forearms. What does my body need right now? What can I give it? Just mindfulness. Take another deep breath, checking in with yourself. And relax, plant the feet. So we're gonna go through our core fundamentals. It's getting in the Pilates 100 and the Pilates 10. They don't look like much, but we have a lot of stuff to focus on. So chill on the ground here. We've got the space between our back and the mat, and that's just the natural curvature of the spine. But if we tighten the core and flatten the back against the ground, we're gonna tighten here. Rib cage expanding across the mat. And then we're going to tighten, squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the glutes. So what does that mean by engaging them? Just squeezing them. They're not lifting off the ground, just squeeze. And then we're gonna bring the legs to tabletop. So that's just knees above the hips and a 90-degree angle here. Doesn't look like we're doing anything, but it's a lot of stuff to think about. Then we're gonna lift the shoulders away from the mat, lifting them up without straining the neck. So the neck is just coming with us. It is resisting against gravity and not straining forward. We've got enough room for a tennis ball between the chin and the chest. Arms at your sides. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Filling up the rib cage there. Exhaling it out. We're gonna add to it. Right as that beat. So we got a lot of stuff now. We got a whole list. We got the middle back flat. Shoulders lifted. I'm squeezing my butt cheeks. My legs are at the table. My shoulders are up without straining my neck. And then if we're ready to add more, I'm gonna straighten the legs up and rotate them out. So the feet meet at the heel with the toes apart. For 5 arm beats, breathe in. For 5 arm beats, breathe out. Filling up the rib cage there. Exhaling it out. You wanna add even more? Take those legs and lower them down. For 5 arm beats, breathe in. For 5 arm beats, breathe out. Shoulders lifted, middle back flat. 2 more deep breaths in the Pilates 100. And one more time. Bring the knees back into the chest and relax. Whew. All right, Pilates 10 is simpler than that one, but we're gonna start the same way. Flatten out the back. Middle back is flat against the mat. Squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the glutes. Bring the legs to table. Lift the shoulder blades up. Hands next to the knees. So we've already got all of this stuff happening. Drop the hands, legs go up. Inhale, go back. Exhale, extend. Inhale, return. Exhale, extend. Inhale, return. Shoulders stay lifted, middle back is flat. Super simple, so we can be really precise with it. 3, 2, one more time. And relax. Knees come back into the chest and chill out. All right, we're gonna take one more breath, and then we're getting back to business. All right, we're gonna bring the legs to tabletop again. Lift the shoulder blades up. So the really important thing is that the middle back stays flat and the shoulders are lifted. If you get tired from doing this and you start losing the form, or your neck starts hurting or whatever, just chill the hell out. Take breaks whenever you need to. Shoulders lifted, middle back flat, lower the tap down, flex the foot, bring it back up. Other leg, lower down, flex the foot, bring it back up. So we're gonna keep the angle the same the whole time, so we're not bending and straightening it. It's really important that we keep that 90-degree angle behind the knees, and that we keep the shoulder blades lifted. Those are the two things we really want to focus on. Angle behind the knees, lifting the shoulders. Middle back is flat. One leg is staying steady. One leg is traveling. Shoulders stay up. How y'all doing? This one is deceptively difficult, especially with this pointing and flexing of the foot. It's a lot of stuff to think about simultaneously. So if you get tired, you start losing the form, just chill out. It's fine, we're gonna be going for a while. Shoulders up, middle back is flat. How are we doing? So much stuff to think about on top of how hard it is. 10 more seconds. One more to each side. And relax. Roll it up to sitting for a moment. We're going to pull the shoulders back away from the ears into spinal extension. We're going to take a little breather up here for a moment. Quick check of rights and lefts. Right leg comes up and over the top. Pull that right knee into your chest. The more you can bring it in towards your chest, taking care of this knee. We're not going to yank this foot around. Just taking care of this knee. Bring in this stretch right here. So I got my right knee in my chest. I'm going to bring the left arm up to the sky. And I'm going to take that left arm up and over the top. It's always something. There's always something. Okay, so I got my right knee in the chest, left arm up and over, twist to the right. I just watched myself going super fast. Take a deep breath here into a twist. And one more deep breath. And release. Same thing on the other side. We're gonna bring the left knee up and over. And we're gonna pull that up into the chest. And we're gonna take care of this knee. We're gonna support it. We're not gonna just pull this foot around. Because this is a hinge joint. It just goes one way as opposed to a ball and socket like a hip is. So we wanna be supportive of the knee. We're gonna take that up and over. So this is my left leg that's bent. Right arm comes up to the sky. Exhale, rotate left. Holding that twist. Take another deep breath. Come on back into the center. All right, you'll remember what we were just working on? We're going back to that, and I'm going to give you an option to add to it. Just a tiny bit more forward, and then we will move on with our lives. All right, left planted, feet planted, roll it on back. Knees come into the chest. And then again, legs come to tabletop. This angle's gonna stay the same. Again, we're gonna lift the shoulder blades up, middle back, flat against the ground. The shoulders are lifted, leaving that room for a tennis ball right here. Now what we did last time is lower one foot down and then the other. You still have that option. But what if, and this is crazy, we do both of them at the same time? So that's another option. Lower down. Less thinking, actually, to do both at the same time, which in its own way makes it easier. So you can do both legs or just one. We're going to lower down with the toe points, flex the foot, bring it back up. And we're going nice and slow, especially on the return back up. The angle behind the knees stays the same. The angle behind the shoulders stays the same. Again, if you get tired, that's totally normal. You might want to just chill the hell out and then reset yourself. You're going to listen to your body and you're going to make adjustments as it indicates that you need to. So if you need to change an angle or if you need to take a break, only you know that. Just a little bit further with this one. Again, focusing on the spine, the angles behind the knees, and the angle lifting the shoulder with the back flat. 10 more seconds. And one more time. And relax. Flip it on over to your stomach. Chin and chest come up, pull the shoulders back away from the ears. Bend one knee, look over your shoulder, your big toe. And switch to the other side. And lower it back down. We're going to separate the knees, butt comes back to the feet, reach the arms forward into a child's pose. We're going to go through a stretch here where you're going to have a number of options. I'm going to keep giving you more and more options. So for instance, right now, chilling in the child pose, and I can totally just stay here. If I want to add to it, I can take the right arm, thread it underneath, come down onto the shoulder. Maybe I want to stay here. That's fine. Maybe I want to add to it. If I want to add to it, I'm going to extend the left leg back straight. I can stay here. I can go back to where I was, or I can bring my left arm up to the sky. So I got lots of options depending on how this is going. And if I want to add one more thing to this, I can take the left leg off the ground. So depending on how today is going, I may be at any number of different spots. Take another deep breath. I'm going to turn around just so that I can look at you. You are fine where you are. Separate the knees, butt comes back to the feet, reach the arms forward. So on. In the child pose again, I can stay here if I want to. I can thread the left arm underneath. If I want to add to this, I can straighten the right leg out. If I want to add to this, I can bring the right arm up to the sky. And if I want to add one more thing, I can pick that right leg off the ground. And if you do this and you fall over, awesome. It means you tried a new thing that you're not already good at. We got to do those things. We got to do those silly things where we fall over. That's an important part of it. Take another deep breath here. Lower it back down to your child's pose. So knees are separated, butt goes back, arms reach forward. We're going to take one more deep breath here, and then we're going to go into our last thing. All right, we're going to shift it forward. We're going to come to this little quadruped situation, and we're going to do another one of those little weird things we did yesterday, where we plant the hands, flatten at the back, tuck the toes under, and we're going to come up into this tiny, weird little low plank. So we're here. And maybe you just want to stay here. This is a flat back. Again, I'm not letting my butt rise higher than my shoulders. And it's a little bit different than a regular plank. It works different stuff. It's working legs a little bit more. Taking a deep breath here. I'm just going to start our timer. Hanging out in this weird little plank. Let's say you want to add to it. Knees out, knees in. Knees out, knees in. So the feet are going to rotate a little bit with you. I'm going to try to not have my hips rise up. So I'm just rotating and not pushing the butt back. Knees in, knees out. Knees in, knees out. So it's a weird little plank, plus also getting this thigh work. It's a strange thing to be doing. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, one more time. Lower it back down. Separate the knees, push the butt back to the knees. Take a moment in your child's pose. Shift it forward. Plant the hands, tuck the toes under. Press back to a downward dog. We're pressing the heels into the ground to stretch out the back of the legs. Kick one leg up to the sky. Keep pressing that one heel down into the ground, and I'm going to take that leg and rest it on the other one. So I press even further into the ground to stretch out that calf. One more breath here. Pick that leg up, lower back down, downward dog. Press the heels into the ground, stretch out the back of the legs. Kick the other one up to the sky. And rest it. Pressing the heels down. And up and back down, downward dog. Press the heels into the ground. Pressing to stretch out the back of the legs. And then we're going to walk or hop the feet forward one more time. Upper body hangs down. Let your neck just relax. Breathing in, thinking about all we've already accomplished today. Exhaling out all your frustrations. Breathing in with that sense of gratitude for everything that got us here. Blow out all your anxieties. One more time. Breathing in good stuff. Letting go of what we don't need. Drop the tailbone. Roll it up to standing. And we're going to take our final cleansing breaths. Breathing in gratitude for everything that got us here, got us through. One more time, it's celebration. And thank you so much for your time and your hard work. You did it, 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 you did it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for your patience there at the beginning where I suddenly forgot how Zoom worked. So thank you so much, everybody. If you are my regular folks, I will see you tomorrow. As always, if you have any questions or requests, let me know. sweatwithtimaree@gmail.com. I'm more than happy to explain stuff in greater detail or to focus on, a body part you want to work on or something like that. So just let me know what you need. And I appreciate you all so very much. Stay safe, stay hydrated. Bye, friends. Mwah, mwah.